A bill that aims to restrict Texas land sales to citizens from China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran drew a crowd to the Capitol on Thursday. More than 100 people testified at a hearing in the Senate chamber.
Most who testified spoke against the bill. That included Mr. Wei Li. He came to the United States in 2006 and now works as a college professor.
On March 22nd, 2023, that's 3 weeks from today, I will be finally eligible to apply for U.S. citizens. That will be 17 years after I moved to the U.S. Long journey, but deep down I know I'm already a Texan, long while ago. I can cook perfect, moist brisket. I even understand how to use bless your heart properly. But SB 147 and SB 711 are a slap on my face. It scoffs at me. Sorry, you're not Texan. People like you will not even deserve to own a home.
Critics say the language of SB 147 could impact immigrants trying to own a piece of land for their own house as they await their citizenship. Now the senator behind the bill is making changes after hearing those concerns.
Senator Lois Kolkhorst is joining us now. Senator, thank you so much for being here. You heard the professor's testimony and similar concerns brought up during that Thursday hearing. How did that affect your position and even some changes that you made to the bill?
Well, I want to thank him for coming and testifying him, and of course, welcome to Texas. And we are so glad you are here. And so Senate Bill 147 with its revisions allow anyone to buy a home and to declare that their homestead. And so we've made changes, and that's the beautiful thing about America and Texas, is that we come together and we discuss those, freedom of speech, being able to testify on a bill. And so I'm so glad that he was here. And certainly we are not going to take away the dream of owning your own home in Texas. The goal behind Senate Bill 147 is national security because of the role that Texas plays in national security with all of our military bases and strategic, refineries and different things that we have here.
Senator, one of the justifications that you gave to the committee this week is reciprocity in our foreign policy, right? The idea that if other countries don't allow Americans to buy land in their country, then they don't get to buy land in our country. There is a long list of countries that in one way or another limit how Americans can buy land. It's not just these 4 countries. Why does the bill specifically address the 4 countries of China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea?
Oh, that's a great question, Ryan, and I think it's been lost in the entire discussion. The National Threat Assessment by President Joe Biden's director actually lists these 4 countries as the greatest threat to the United States. And so that is why these 4 countries, these specific 4 countries were named. And if you look at a bill that we passed last session, Senate Bill 2116, named these same 4 countries that no citizen or company or entity can work or be a part of any contract that is for our critical infrastructure. That bill passed unanimously in both the Texas House and Senate. And so this is building off of that bill, but also to address the concerns that you're seeing across our nation. You've seen North Dakota, several other states taking action, Florida, Virginia most recently, in protecting land holdings against what we would say are truly hostile governments to our nation. And so again, this is about national security. It comes off of the threat assessment that was produced in FY 2022. And you look back, even Congress, a Democrat held House of Representatives passed a bill naming these 4 countries in the ag bill that was then went to the Senate. The Senate took it out, but that was for fiscal year 2022. So these are the 4 countries that are recurring in almost every bill that you see being filed across our nation.
How do you respond to the critics who worry that people who are in the process of trying to become somebody who would be exempt from this bill and in that time cannot buy a home or lay that base for their families?
So Ryan, I'm very sympathetic about that, and that's why I made another change to the bill that said that you can buy a home. You do not have to be a legal permanent resident or a citizen. Anyone can buy a home and homestead that. And so that's why, listening to people, we've met with so many people in their concerns. That's why we changed the bill so that everyone can come here that are fleeing these they have absolute motive to flee these hostile governments and their nations, to come here and to be able to buy a home as they wait and go through the process. And why does it take so long to become a legal permanent resident is, there's a vetting process that our nation goes through. You can't just come here and become a citizen. You can't just come here and be a legal permanent resident. And so in the meantime, you're still allowed under Senate Bill 147 to buy your home.
All right.
Well, Senator, thank you so much for coming on and answering those questions.
Thank y'all for having me here today.
Getting your license through the compact doesn't change what the standard of care is in Texas.
The state is responding to our investigation into a system meant to help ease the doctor shortage in Texas, how telehealth plays a part, and the challenges we discovered with speeding up the licensing process for out-of-state applicants.